This is the shit that really, really, really pisses me off. We in year 2025, and they constantly remind us of what they still doing. Like, they constantly throw it in our face. But let us rewind let us rewind it and flip it where the white people were slaves and the black people are actually the slave masters. How you think white people will feel that every day they got to be reminded through television and music and social media how much they are enslaved and were slaves and will always be slaves? How will white people feel if they look on movies and see that they were whipped and they were beaten and lynched? How will white people feel? Because white people can't even take the fact that black people can actually have a conversation without them. So how do you think white people will feel if the tables were turned and they were the slaves, and every day in 2025 they still get reminded of how much they were beaten, and then they try to tell us that we need to get over it? That stuff in the past, we need to get over it. They don't got nothing to do with what happened in the past. Well, why are y'all still promoting it? Why are y'all still making movies about it? I mean, if this shit happened in the past, why are y'all still reminding us about this shit? Why are y'all still making movies in 2025 about how much enslaved that we used to be? Like, why y'all, if y'all want us to forget it and throw it in the past and not judge y'all on what's going on now, then why are y'all keep mentioning it up? You still got movies today that talks about slaves and how black people were slaves. And I'm like, but yet y'all wonder why we keep this anger in us. Like, my children right now, my children shouldn't have to see movies about slaves and what it used to be. My kids shouldn't have to see that because my kids are not slaves. I'm not even a slave. So why I gotta be reminded of what my ancestors went through? It's like they trying to keep the anger in us. Because what if right now, within the last 30 years, because I'm 42, within the last 30 years, we don't see no slave movies at all. No slave movies. Like, we know about our history. We know about our histories and the political leaders. We know about that, but we don't see no movies or no visuals telling us about it. We wouldn't know really how we were treated. Right? We wouldn't know. We would know about slavery, of course, through the schools. We would know about the leaders that we had. But what if they just abolish all slavery movies? Like, they can take black history out of the schools. They can take black history out of the libraries. But won't y'all just take slave movies out of criteria? Just stop making slave movies. Stop making movies that show black people being oppressed. Stop showing it. Stop promoting movies and social media. Stop. And you know why they're going to always keep promoting and reminding us of how things used to be? Because the more that we watch these slavery movies, the more we watch how we used to get treated, it keeps anger in us. It keeps animosity in us. It keeps us bitter. Because right now, my 17-year-old son, he don't know nothing about slavery, because I don't want my son to grow up and know about that. I'm trying to break the generational curse. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to break the generational curse. I don't want my kid to know about slavery because they never been through it. I want my kid to look at their life now and move forward with it so they can teach their kids a new way. My kid don't need to know about what, because that's my job. That's my job, is to break generational ancestral curses. If I'm constantly reminding my kids about the slavery that we went through, they're going to be based on that. I want my kids to look at the slave that we have now. Fuck when we used to get beaten and lynched. I want my kids to see the enslavement that we are in now. How we got to go to work every day and how we got to work. And when we get paid, how we got to give our money back to the people that we work for. How we got to get up every day on a routine clock. How we got to pay for every single thing that we do. How we got to pay to live. That's slave in itself. My kids are living that right now because we're struggling. I want my kids to know about this, and then we can maneuver how to work our way up and out of it and figure out how to get out. I don't want my kids to see what happened back when we used to get hung on trees. When we used to get beaten and lynched and white people calling us niggers. Working in the crop, picking cotton and corn. I don't want my kids to see that because they're not going through that. I'm not even going through that. I'm going through the new version of slavery. I want my kids to base their life on the new version of slavery. I don't want my kids to know about Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and all of them. I want my kids to know about the new leaders. The new leaders that we have. And we don't have no leaders no more. And all the leaders that we thought we had, we finding out that they are ops. They're not even real, they ops. And every time when I look on TV, every time when I look at the movie, they got every black movie you see out that comes in the movies. It got something to do with either women. It's like they portray black people to be so like, wow. And it's like they want us to forget. But yet you keep throwing it in our face. Why y'all want us angry so bad? Why y'all want us mad so bad? Why y'all want us bitter and angry? And it's like if y'all don't want us to hate white people, if y'all don't want us to be so bitter and have this great madness of white people, why the fuck is y'all still promoting the shit that happened in the 40s and the 30s and the 50s and the 20s and the 1800s, 1700s? Why y'all keep reminding us this shit? If y'all don't want black people to not be so angry and so bitter, why y'all keep showing shit and reminding us so we can be that way? Because the longer that they show us all of these things, the longer that they show black people these things, it keeps us bitter. Because this is how the universe works in this dimension that we're in. It works off of fear and anger. And that melanin, that copper that we got in us, it needs a lot of energy in order to keep this world moving. So the longer they keep black people mad and upset and angry, they feed off of that. And have y'all seen the cartoon Monsters, Inc.? They get the scaredness, the being afraid from the children. It's the fear in the children that keeps their universe alive and running. It keeps the fear of us, the anger in us, the bitter in us, the madness in us. It keeps all of that in us to keep this dimension working. The moment black people stand up and say, fuck you, it will kill the whole thing. But they got to keep us angry. It's not even about love at this point. Fuck love. It's not even about love at this point. It's about black people finally saying, you know what? Fuck this shit. It's not about love or hate. Fuck it. I'm not letting this mind fuck keep getting to me. I'm not letting these movies get to me. I'm not letting, and when you go out in the street, you still get treated like a fucking slave. You still can't go in certain places. As a black person, you still can't go in certain neighborhoods. Because they're going to be like, you don't belong. We still get treated like this today. And then when we show them that we can do our own shit, they burn it down. They tear it down. But yet, black people don't have no generational wealth nowhere. We don't have nothing that we can say is truly ours. Because when we do, they burn it up. Or they tear it down. And we as black people don't even ask these kind of questions. What is it about us that we don't own absolutely nothing? We don't have no solitary ownership of nothing. But when we do, they tear it down. Why is that? Their whole mission is to break the black man and the black woman down. Why is that?